Before we start the skit, we want to recognize that we are using real names of soldiers that died in Vietnam. So this is a tribute to all of those who died in the war.
Here I was in the middle of Hue, a city of Vietnam. I didn't support the war, but I had no choice in coming since I was drafted. All I could do now was fight for my life, hoping I could go home to see my family again.
Here, Paul Allen Ballard was in the middle of the Tet Offensive attack. On this day, the Vietnamese Lunar New Year, North Vietnamese troops surprise attacked South Vietnam in essentially every facet possible. They attacked 36 of South Vietnam's 44 provincial capitals, 64 of their district capitals, 5 of the 6 major cities, and more than 24 airfields and bases. Even though Viet Cong took South Vietnam by surprise, the response attack by their opponents was tremendous. Largely composed of American soldiers, the men fought for their lives with the thought of returning home to their families in their minds, while South Vietnamese soldiers fought on their own soil, trying to protect their families and homes. Unfortunately, the attacks left a large number of soldiers wounded and dead, with 4,954 South Vietnamese men and 3,895 U.S. soldiers to never return home and see their families again.
You have to reload? Alright, I'll cover you. Be quick, because they're closing in.
While trying to cover Stephen William McLeod, Ballard's closest friend in the troops, Ballard received 7 shots from a Soviet 7.62mm AK-47 assault rifle. With bullet wounds disconnecting his spinal cord, he dropped limb instantly, and the shots to his heart led to his bleeding out on the scene.
So much for going home and seeing my family again. It sucked to die for a cause I never supported. How did I even get here?
Nice catch.
Thanks. So, Dad, I've been thinking about, maybe I'll go back to college.
You know, we don't have the money for that. Are you trying to be a draft dodger or something?
No.
Son, you know about 500,000 men are evading this draft. You better not become one of them. I expect you to fully support this war.
But Dad, there's no point. It's entirely immoral. Who's to say something like the Gulf of Tonkin isn't going to happen again? Sure, we were lucky that the USS Madoff destroyer wasn't completely damaged and there were no casualties. But next time, what if I'm on it and it is completely damaged and I die? I don't want to die for a war I don't believe in.
Son, you're being unpatriotic. I fought in World War II, and I expect you to show the same support in our country that I showed many years ago. Mail's here.
What is it? Dad, I'm not going.
Your country needs you. You can't fail them now by being a coward. This is an order. You will go to Vietnam and you will fight. Victory in Vietnam is vital.
Even for the few Americans that supported the war, they even began to lose all hope in the war efforts. President Lyndon B. Johnson had assured Americans that victory was near, but footage of the Tet attacks swept television screens all across the country, and Americans were soon filled with immense doubt that there was any chance in winning the war. The Vietnam War left many families broken and distraught. In an effort to commemorate the many lives lost in the war, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial was built in 1982. As the wall was completely funded by the veterans of the war, their families, and private donations from civic organizations, corporations, foundations, and unions, with no federal government contribution. It is clear that the United States not only failed the soldiers during the war, but even failed to pay them proper respect after the war.
Over 58,307 names on this wall, the hurting of America has truly been done.